This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Locked On Reds POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Tim Daniel, and I am a soul-crushing, lifelong Cincinnati Reds fan who has been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and The Riverfront. And if you're still here with me right now during this, I want to thank you for spending some time with me tonight as we discuss the Cincinnati Reds taking their first sweep of the season at the hands of Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight, 5-1. If you are a first-timer and want to check out my show after each and every Reds game, hit that notification button here on YouTube. You'll not only get my show after each and every game, you'll get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. If you can't check us on your here on YouTube, you can subscribe to us in your podcast app of choice. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. On tonight's show, get the brooms out, lower the banner. They've been swept. It has happened. We're going to talk about tonight's god-awful performance. Nick Lodolo's return, which box score and performance might say two different things. Kind of curious to talk about that as well. And I'm not naive to the fact that Ellie De La Cruz got a sombrero, but there are some mismanagement things that I noticed in the broadcast tonight, particularly that John Sadek said after his sole hit of the game. All that and a whole lot more. And of course, I'm going to talk to my everydayers because you guys make me feel better in life when I have to come in here and talk about a god-awful performance like this one. Let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I also want to make mention real quick before I do get started and go into my spiel. Also live tonight on Locked On MLB and Locked On Sports Daily. So if you're checking us out there for the first time, also welcome. We're so glad to have you. But the Reds were finally, for the first time this year, I know finally sounds like was anticipating and I'm excited about. That's not my case. But the Reds are officially been swept for the first time of the 2025 season tonight at the hands of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yes, James, this is true. I can't fight that. He's right. I can't say it on air because this will go on the audio later, and this is a family show. But yeah, also real classy that the World Series champions are coming here and doing that. Their fan base. That's real neat. But tonight was awful. The series was awful. Let's see, a combined, what was it? 4 runs? 5? Yeah, 3. 5 runs tonight. I mean, 5 runs total in this series, and almost as many errors, but we did get through tonight without an error, folks. There is hope. There's not hope. The season's over. I can't imagine that this is going to be a thing where they just rally from this. They rally from a 19 strikeout game. 19 strikeouts as a team tonight. Bro, come on now. They had 33 at-bats as a team. They had 39 plate appearances as a team. They had 19 strikeouts tonight. And yes, 4 of those are from your 3-hole hitter. I understand that. By the way, TJ Friedl got a day off. Got on base 3 times today. Imagine that. Didn't have to play a game and plays really well. Imagine that. Paul says it here. 32 times this year, 1 run or less scored by the Reds. That's not getting it done. It's kind of amazing, realistically, that they're 68 and 66 and only 4.5 games out of the wild card. But now you're looking at a situation where you're hoping you're still trying to catch the Mets. But now you're also trying to feed off the Cardinals because the Cardinals come to town and they're just 3.5 behind you. So you put yourself yet in another hole because you're just a team that has every chance possible to make things difficult on you. You take it. Any chance you guys have to kind of go out there and make something better for yourselves, you can't do it. Runners in scoring position, honestly, throughout the season, Reds been pretty decent. I was shocked. This series, obviously not. Today, obviously not. 0 for 6. Left 11 on base. Pretty terrible. And I get it. Nick Lodolo is going to have his shot here to coming up, but we're going to talk about what he did today, and it wasn't great, but I'm not mad at Nick Lodolo. First start back. It's not his fault his defense didn't make plays, and it was like, what, 2 times in a row that the 3 guys are coming there like for the triangle, and the ball just drops in the middle of them, and just brutal. I mean, Noelvin Marte's home run was cool. Jason says, don't let the Cardinals take that coveted 7th spot from you. They're coming for it, buddy. They're coming for it. But I don't know. I just am someone who's worked my butt off to be really optimistic and have a lot of fun doing the show with you guys and finding a way to like have the positive spin. I'm running out of positive spin here. I think there's just so many things right now where this has just gone wrong. And this series just magnified a lot of it. Between, bad defense, starters not be able to get deep in games, and obviously the fact that you can't get a hit to save your life in stretches. And now this homestand coming up is literally for your team a situation where you have no choice. If you're going to do something, it starts here. Do I think you're going to do something? No, probably not. I think this is another October where we as Reds fans are watching the other teams play. That's how it's looking, obviously. But you got St. Louis, who you're trying to fiend off from taking over and trying to get that 7th spot. As Jason said, that was really funny. Actually, that made my day. You got Toronto, who's really, really good, coming to town on Labor Day. And then you have the Mets next weekend, who you're trying to catch and try to see if you can get there. But I don't know, man. And William says it here. It's not just getting swept by the Dodgers. That's one thing. They're the Dodgers. They're the defending world champs. They are a powerhouse. It's losing to the Braves, the Diamondbacks, the Marlins, the Nationals, the Pirates, the White Sox. Like, the Dodgers sleeping them, you can live with that because of who they are. It's the other situations. It's the hole you dug yourself that you're trying to dig out of. And tonight was just kind of put like the icing on the cake. Like, we dug the hole and now we're putting the dirt. It's just not great right now. It's really frustrating times. I don't see how they get out of this. And this whole series was just absolutely brutal. But Nick Lodolo did come back tonight, and there was that, and there were some promising things about it. Not so promising things as well. We'll talk about that more right after this. Hey Reds fans, are you still paying full prices for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my unlimited time promo code FOOTBALL and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already needed. At first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using my limited time promo code FOOTBALL for a limited time 25% per gallon bonus. That's promo code FOOTBALL. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. There's nothing like catching a baseball game live. The energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person, but actually getting tickets, that's the tough part. Queues, login screens, surprise fees, it takes all the fun out of it. That's why I use Game Time, the app that gives the advantage back to fans. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. You always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. It's super simple to use. I know that this Monday I'm planning on going down for the Labor Day special at 1 o'clock against the Blue Jays at GABP. So I'm going to use Game Time because I know that it is awesome. And like we said, fees are included. You know your total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. I love zone deals too. Pick the section, Game Time picks the seats, and you save big. It's faster, cheaper, and less stressful than any other way I've bought tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today. To our everydayers, our regular listeners, or maybe you're a once a week kind of person, we at Locked On are asking favors from you. We've put together the survey to learn more about our listeners and make your favorite podcast even better. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey to get started. Everyone who completes the survey will be entered for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. And speaking of my everydayers, I want to shout you guys out because you have been here with me through it all this year. And you guys have made this nights like this, you guys have made much better. And there are some comments where I'm seeing you guys are feeling this vibes of the team right now. And I get it. I mean, Johnny says right here, I appreciate Johnny being here every day, but he's saying like, if they can't win 10 straight with where they're at, that he feels like he can't be here every day. And I can't fight that. I can't fight that at all. And this is kind of one of these things where I don't blame anybody for feeling the way they do. But for everyone who is here every day, you guys are awesome. I speak on behalf of myself, Jeff, and Steve. We're unbelievably grateful for the support we get from everybody. So thank you all so much. And let's get back to this god-awful game, shall we?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Dalton Rushing came into this game for, I don't know if did we have some Dodgers fans that came in here? I know they told me we suck earlier. But Dalton Rushing had the big hit tonight. Dalton Rushing got a 554 OPS, by the way. Had a two RBI double today that made the game feel out of hand. It was 4-1. Even to the point where, did you guys notice tonight? I wanted to talk about this real quick because it made me laugh. Did you guys even notice that Sadek and Cowboy and the broadcast were even just distraught? Like Ke'Bryan Hayes has to slide for that infield pop-up, and you can hear the tone of Cowboy's voice that goes, thankfully Ke'Bryan came to play today. And then they flip the inning, they go to bat, and you just can hear kind of almost sounds like John's almost pleading with the team, like, hey, this is still within range. We're still have a shot at this, but the Reds didn't take that. Yeah. So Nick Lodolo came back tonight, and I honestly thought he was promising. Go for Brooke. Can I save this real quick? I'm going to bring this up in the next segment. I'm going to go ahead and start this because I want to dive deep into this. So thank you for this comment. I will 1,000% bring it up in the next segment. I promise you. But Nick Lodolo came out gunning. 10 pitch first inning. You're thinking, oh yeah, he's got it tonight. Goes to the second inning just fine. Third inning is really good again. And then the fourth inning happens. And I don't necessarily blame him because there was a lot of soft contact. I feel like every hit the Dodgers had that situation was just soft contact. I don't think I blame him at all for that inning, realistically. But something about the way that he just couldn't get those last couple outs. And you could tell the frustration on his face. You could tell that he just couldn't believe it. And I don't necessarily know if I blame the defense. I don't love it. McLean dives for a ball, misses it. There's a ball right between him and Ellie. Obviously, like I mentioned, just the triangle of trying to close in on the ball, and it drops between McLean, Marte, and Friedel twice in a row. That stuff can't happen, and there's got to be some sort of conversation there. And obviously, walking Ohtani kind of got that that inning to start going under wraps. But I was very intrigued. I was very enthused by what Nick Lodolo did. If there's one thing I can say good about this game, it was that I thought Nick Lodolo pitched well enough, and it just wasn't his day. Bad luck. It happens sometimes. I'm very happy that he's back. And yeah, Jake says it here. You got to make professional plays. You're not wrong at all. 100% agree. 100% agree. So just a frustrating day, I'm sure, for Nick Lodolo. And Jim Day kind of talked about it. It wasn't like he was feeling the blister. He wasn't going in there and checking on it. He just kind of thought that it was just, a bad luck day, and he could tell the frustration was on him as well. Quicker Picker Chad says, I thought the Brewer series was the beginning of the tailspin download. This Dodger series was a crash. Chad, I hope you're not right, but I can't argue with you on that. I don't have a defense. That's what it kind of feels like right now, and that's the bummer of it all. But hey, I'm going to get into Ellie De La Cruz. And as I mentioned there, Go for Broke made a comment that I really want to dive into. And I know Jeff and Steve talked about it as well. But we're going to get into that and more right after this. The NFL season is almost here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it fits however I like to bet. Player props, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in live on the action as it unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It's a quick, easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to Sundays. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. It's hard to believe we only have 28 games left in the season. It's been a long year. It's had some really fun moments, and it's had some down moments like tonight. But, we are getting close to the end here, and I think it's one thing where, like I said earlier in the last segment, it's been cool to hang with you guys throughout this year. We still have a month of baseball to play, and I know I sound like the season's over. I just am very, very distraught by it. But let's get to our Locked On Player of the Game before I get into Ellie.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It's got to be TJ Friedl because, I don't know, maybe rest is a good idea. So that was cool. But TJ Friedl tonight, 2 hits and a walk in the leadoff spot. And I thought really played pretty well. Ellie De La Cruz. Now, of course, the same people always pop in here to say they're down on Ellie De La Cruz when Ellie De La Cruz is a bad day. They're never here when he plays well, which, by the way, look at OPS numbers in June and July. He was amongst the best players in the world at that time. Guess what? He is still amongst the best players in the world according to OPS. Had a really lousy August. You know why? Multiple reasons. One, we've obviously dived into it. He needs the rest. There's no way he should still be playing every day. And I get it. I hear it all the time. He fights Tito. He doesn't want to be taken out of the game. I appreciate that. I do. Him playing every day is not benefiting the Cincinnati Reds right now. It's absolutely not. And the strikeouts right now, they're up high. No way to get around it. He's a totally different player when he's walking than when he's striking out. And right now, the strikeouts are high. And it's really frustrating. I get it. But here is where I'm really at. That really irks me. Something that just drives me insane. Because I had to look it up afterwards. So he gets his single, his 1 hit tonight, right? He steals second base on it. And John Stanek goes, that's the first time in 17 games that Ellie De La Cruz has a stolen base. Which is where I bring in my old friend, the Banner. 17 games. Ellie De La Cruz has not had a steal. And you can't say, someone's going to come in the comments section. I know they are. And they're going to say, well, he hasn't been on base enough to steal. That's a lie. In that 17 days, he has been on base 24 times. Between a hit or a walk, he has been on base. Now, a lot of those are extra base hits. So yeah, he's got triples in there. He's got a double in there. He's got a couple doubles in there. Sure, I get that. That is unacceptable. And I get it. When Terry Francona did this thing where he was kind of reeling him in and he was saying stuff to the matter of, we want him to be smarter and stuff like that. I get that. He led the league in caught stealings last year. I get that. But where this has to stop is there has to be a thing where if he's not going to have pop, if this injury he's dealing with is taking his power away and you think it's just going to be something that's going to deal with the rest of the year, okay, unleash the other weapons. Unleash the other weapons. Also, let him sit. For the love of God, let him sit. It's getting ridiculous. Every day I have someone come in here and they just complain about every single thing about him. Not about anyone else. I don't hear about anyone else. Actually, Mark does mention that McLean's struggling. Everyone just wants to pinpoint it on him. And I get it when he plays bad. I do. I don't want to play bad either. But this team has far more issues than Ellie De La Cruz, and he's the guy that I always have to defend here. Something's not right there. Something's absolutely not right. Yes, he has not been great. Yes, he needs to make more plays. He's and I get Noelvi Marte has been awesome, but big picture, he's your best player. And if you really want to be that upset about him, I don't know what to tell you. But yes, he needs to be used better too. You can complain all you want about strikeouts. You can complain all you want about a bunch of things. He needs to be used better by his coaching staff. Maybe he doesn't need to hit 3 for a while. Maybe that doesn't need to be the thing for him. I don't know. I'm just so tired of hearing it over and over and over again. And yes, he needs to be better. I completely agree with you. But everyone just comes in here and pinpoints him for all the Reds' issues. And look around. They have far more issues than their 3-hole hitter right now. And with that, I will go ahead and close the show out. And I'm going to enjoy my day off tomorrow. And I hope you all do too, as the Reds are losers tonight to the Dodgers 5-1. The Dodgers have 5 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Reds have 1 run on 6 hits and 1 error. Shohei Ohtani picks up his first win of the year. He is now 1-1. Nick Lodolo takes a loss. He is now 8-7. The Reds are off tomorrow, and they come home for Friday against the St. Louis Cardinals. And boy, oh boy, do they need to get that win tomorrow on Friday. Zach Littell takes the hill for the Reds. He is 9-8 with a 3.62. He'll be going against Matthew Liberatore, who is 6-11 with a 4.27 ERA. First pitch will be at 6:40, and thank God it's a Friday game on FanDuel, Ohio. So we don't have to wonder about MLB TV and what dumb things they'll say. For everyone who tuned into us tonight, not just our regular Locked On Reds people, but if you're here on Locked On MLB or Locked On Sports Daily, thanks for hanging out. It's really nice to see you guys. I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. Enjoy your Thursday off. I don't know, maybe go to the park. Maybe have a couple more cold ones because you don't have to worry about the Reds. Maybe watch some college football. Nebraska UC's tomorrow. Go Cornhuskers. Take it easy, everybody.